Welcome to Vanderbilly.com. Today we're going to look at Driver 8 from R.E.M's 1985 album Fables of the Reconstruction. In a thread on Swalbar's lesson on R.E.M's The One I Love a few weeks ago, I said that I do this one, so here it is. It's a really great song. It's about trains and trainmen. The Southern Crescent, which is a train I used to take. And it manages to sort of chug along and yet be melancholy at the same time. So I'm going to play the opening riff, the verse and chorus, and then I'll play the riff that closes each chorus, and then we'll cover the bridge a little bit later. I'm in standard tuning, so let's get started. Okay, this song starts out with a signature ascending and descending riff. It starts with the E string open, and then E string open and second and third frets, A string second fret, then open, then second and third frets, then you move to the D string and you play the third fret and slide up to the fifth, and then the G string fourth fret, and you play that pair again, and then you take your finger off the G string and you play all following notes against the open G. D string fifth, fourth, second, and open. And then you go back to the start and repeat the whole thing one more time. So very slowly, it's just... the chords in the verse are E minor, A minor, G with a D added, so you're just borrowing the first two strings on the third fret, and then the regular G form on the bottom string. So that gives it that more open sound, fuller. And then G with an F sharp bass, so you just put your first finger on the F sharp, that second fret of the E string. So, right? The strumming pattern is like this, very slowly. And you're going to play those chords throughout the entire verse. At the chorus, you play a couple of chords that really just they're just abbreviated chords. They're not the full. They're a D and a C, but instead of playing either the open, which is a little too, the pitch is too low, the voicing's too low, and the power, or rather the bar chords, would be too overkill. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that form, you're just going to play the top strings. So on the E string 5th fret, put your first finger, and then you put your other two on the G and B strings on the 7th fret. That's a D. And it's okay to pick up the open D string in there too. So you just want that open sound, and then for the C chord you just slide it down 2 frets. And if you listen, it sounds a little thin, but if you listen to the record, that's what he's doing. If you have 2 guitars in the band, then somebody could probably just play the open chords, and the other could do. All right, and then at the end of that part, you finish with this sort of chord riff. It's open E string, and then your middle finger on the second fret of the A string, and then an open D string. And there's a reason you're putting your middle finger here and not your first finger, because you're going to need this. And the picking pattern is just E, A, D, and A. So then you're going to add the second fret of the E string, which is the F sharp, and then you're going to bring down your ring finger on the third fret of the low E string, and you get the G. Then you pick it up and start over again. But when you speed it up, it will end up sounding something like this. So don't get too hung up on the individual, because if you're strumming it right, you're gonna pick up the right sound. All right. You repeat that twice after the first verse, and then you go to the second verse. After that second verse, you do that figure 4 times, and then you move into the bridge, and that's what we're going to cover next. Okay, the bridge sounds like this. Okay, the chords in the bridge are A minor, C, the G with the that D added, so it's a full one, a D, and a D suspend 4. Strumming differs a little bit for some of the chords. The A minor is just an alternating bass on the A and the E string, so A, E, A, and then going into the C, you do a walk up on the A string, so it's open A, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, so, and then you do this riff to give it a sort of a banjo-like feel. Actually, I think they once played this song with banjos. It's kind of interesting. Just lift off your middle and ring fingers and hammer on. So that's from the beginning of the C part, it's and then the G and the D are pretty much straight strumming. They're just don't overdo the D suspend 4. You just add that right at the end there. All right. So again, real slowly, the whole thing should just sound like. So you repeat that twice. And then you play the opening riff again, right? You play the third verse, and then you end by repeating that second riff 4 times. So that's the... and that about covers it. It's a pretty cool song. Hope you can add it to your set list, and thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it.